It's 10:47 at night. You're in bed, lights off, phone glowing against your face. You open the message you already sent 3 hours ago. You read it again. Then once more. A small sentence suddenly feels sharp. Did that sound cold? Too eager? Too much? Nothing dramatic happened. No one replied badly. But your chest feels tight anyway. Why does something so small feel like it carries so much weight? What you may be experiencing is message anxiety, the habit of rewriting, rereading, and adjusting your words long after they were already fine. In this video, we'll slow down and look at why this pattern shows up, what it's really protecting, and 1 or 2 gentle ways to steady yourself in the moment. Message anxiety is when your mind treats ordinary communication like a high-stakes situation, so you keep editing in search of perfect safety, even when the message is already clear. One common reason is that you learned early on that tone matters more than intention. Maybe you grew up around people who reacted quickly to wording. Maybe a simple sentence could be misunderstood, and that misunderstanding stuck longer than it should have. Over time, your brain started scanning for tiny risks in how you sound, not just in what you say. So now, before you hit send, you're not just writing, you're trying to predict every possible reaction. It can look like deleting a normal sure and replacing it with sure, and then wondering if the smiley feels forced. It's not about being dramatic. It's about trying to stay safe inside conversations. Sometimes, it comes from one moment that felt bigger than it was supposed to be. Maybe there was a text that didn't land well. A joke that got taken the wrong way. An email that led to an awkward reply. Even if it happened once, your mind may have stored it as evidence. Words can backfire. So now, even when today's situation is calm, your body reacts as if you're standing on thin ice. You type. You reread. You imagine the worst interpretation. You adjust. Then you adjust again. Not because you don't know how to communicate, but because you're trying to avoid repeating that old discomfort. There's also a quieter reason that doesn't get talked about much. It can grow out of wanting to be liked and not wanting to be misunderstood at the same time. That tension can pull you in 2 directions: be authentic, but also be acceptable. Say what you think, but don't sound too strong. Be clear, but not too blunt. When you hold those standards in your head, every message starts to feel like a performance review. So you rewrite. Not just for clarity, but for approval. And approval is a moving target. Imagine it's a weekday afternoon. You're sitting at your desk during a short break. You decide to send a quick message to a friend: "Hey, are we still on for Friday?" It's simple, neutral, normal. But after you send it, you stare at the screen. 5 minutes pass. No reply yet. Your mind starts filling in blanks. Maybe that sounded demanding. Maybe you should have added "no worries if not." Maybe they're annoyed. You open the chat. You reread your sentence like it's evidence in a trial. Your stomach drops slightly, even though nothing has happened. If you've been there, you're not strange. You might know someone who lives like this. This is what message anxiety can look like when it's quiet. It doesn't scream. It just keeps asking, "Are you sure that was okay?" And because there's no immediate reassurance, your mind keeps searching. The hard part is that the search rarely finds what it's looking for. It finds more questions. One gentle shift can start with noticing what question your mind is asking. When you reread a message for the 3rd time, pause and listen. It's often not asking, "Is this clear?" It's asking, "Will this make them upset with me? Or will this make me look foolish?" Those are heavier questions. You can try swapping it for something smaller and more grounded. "Is this honest? Or is this respectful?" Then answer with one simple fact. "Yes, I asked a clear question." Or, "Yes, I kept my tone neutral." This doesn't erase the uneasy feeling right away. But it moves you from guessing about someone else's reaction to checking your own intention. That shift can make the moment feel steadier. Another small practice can happen after you send the message. Instead of reopening the chat immediately, you might set a short boundary for yourself, maybe 10 minutes where you don't check it. Put the phone face down. Stand up. Walk to the kitchen. Let your body move a little. The goal isn't to distract yourself completely. It's to show your mind that the world doesn't collapse in those 10 minutes. When you come back, you may notice the urgency has softened, even slightly. Over time, those small gaps between sending and checking can rebuild a quiet sense of trust. But there's something else here that often gets missed. Message anxiety can feel like weakness, but in many cases it's your mind trying to protect connection. You care about how you come across. You care about not hurting people. You care about being understood. That care isn't wrong. It just sometimes gets louder than it needs to be. When care turns into constant editing, it can slowly chip away at your trust in your first draft, not just in texts, but in decisions, opinions, even small preferences. You start to believe your initial response is probably flawed, and that belief can spread quietly. You hesitate to speak up in meetings. You soften statements before anyone challenges them. You apologize for things that don't require an apology. Not because you're incapable, but because your mind learned that being extra careful feels safer than being direct. The tricky part is that no amount of rewriting can guarantee perfect interpretation. People bring their own mood, history, and assumptions to every conversation. So even if you adjust every word, you're still stepping into something you can't fully control. That realization can feel unsettling at first, but it can also be freeing. If perfect safety isn't possible, then maybe clarity and kindness are enough. Maybe your first draft, with a small edit for tone, is enough. This is for people who reread "See you soon" and wonder if it sounded too eager. For people who delete and retype "okay" 3 different ways. For people who care deeply about being understood, and sometimes carry that care a little too heavily. Message anxiety doesn't mean you're fragile. It may mean your mind learned to watch conversations closely. The next time you catch yourself rewriting again and again, you might simply name it, "I'm looking for certainty." Then decide whether clarity is already there. You don't have to rush yourself. You don't have to silence the careful part of you. But you can begin to trust that not every message needs to be perfect to be safe. And sometimes, letting it be sent, just as it is already enough.